they'll hurt you again. Wounds that cut deeper than the skin, but love will heal where anger fails. A tide that rises where hate derails. Love forgives, it sets us free. A boundless grace for you and me. No chains can hold where mercy lives. The heart is whole when it forgives. The past may haunt, the scars may stay, but love transforms the darkest day. It breaks the cycle, it mends the pain, a sacred light that will remain. Love forgives, it sets us free. A boundless grace for you and me. No chains can hold where mercy lives. The heart is whole when it forgives. The past may haunt, the scars may stay, but love transforms the darkest day. It breaks the cycle, it mends the pain, a sacred light that will remain. We build our walls, we guard our pride, but love breaks through where fear resides. The hardest gift, yet still the key to heal the heart and set it free. Lay down the sword, embrace the truth. Love's the cure for every wound. Through grace we rise, through love we live. A life redeemed in the power to forgive. Love, forgive, forgive, and love. Forgive and love. Forgive and love. Trustless.
There I am. Hold on. Hold on. Hang on. Hey. There I am. Look at me being seen. How are you guys? I hope you're well. Been a heck of a day for me. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on to talk to you about. A lot of good things. Really, really wonderful things. So it's nice to see and talk to other people that you wouldn't think would be talking about the things that I talk about. Big financial people, people in government, they're wondering what's going on. Former members of what I'd say the cabal or the deep state. They didn't know they were until they weren't, and now they know they were. It's people are starting to find out it's deeper than just a few names that you know. Much deeper, much more integrated, much more evil, much more intentional. Yeah, you're going to find out that you've been the prize all along. So anyways, I'm going to be showing up here. Like I said, I'm not really organized with any of this right now coming back here. I know that I have lots to say. I know that I'm building lots, and all of it has something to do with the things that I want to say. Because I know what people are experiencing. I feel it. I can feel you. As I was talking about the resonance stones the other day, I learned something very, very valuable for myself about me. And it's also valuable for you about how we, that our stone itself has its own resonance, has its own frequency. We have our own frequency. And when we strike another one, it has a frequency of its own. It's always the same until someone else strikes it that changes its tone. Because some of the stones can change the tone of themselves. They will sound different. They will absorb a portion of the tone of the other, and they will transfer a portion of their tone to the other. It's really something else to hear. It's like two stones in harmony, and they chose two different keys, but yet an octave apart, perfect harmony. It was really, really amazing for me to learn that lesson, because it explained to me why people can react so vastly different to me. Because it's what my stone strikes, what my stone resonates with theirs. Does it change theirs? How do they receive it? Because to a person that has lots to hide, they might not seem like they do, but they know that they've spent their life, forgetting about things and ignoring things they've done, hiding things, being a certain person. They know that they've got a mask on, even right then, right when I meet them. Usually people meet me with their mask because everyone has one. Everyone's pretending to be somebody who they think who they've built. They've made them. You think that, it's amazing that people that say they're a believer and a creator, but yet you keep believing that you created you. You didn't. Thankfully. Can you imagine if you created yourself, considering the way that you, me, all of us think? If we created ourselves, we would have made ourselves with, we'd sound like the fallen angels with like 4-foot schlongs. Guys would have been like, no, man, make it 12 feet. Father made us all for a purpose, each one of us. We're all the same, but we're all purposefully different, but exactly the same. You're me, I'm you. Get over that. You're like, I don't like you. I don't want to be you. Well, I'm the you that's missing. Believe it or not, that could be quite weird. But people will react to you differently, particularly now, because you're going to be vibrating at different frequencies because you're not digging them anymore. They'll feel that. I feel when people hate me. I feel it all. I can feel them and actually hear them plotting against me. That's how much hate they have for me. So you're going to get a lot of these things. Things are changing, obviously. The world is changing. Government's changing. They're ignoring laws that clearly they don't care about the Constitution. I think that's very clear. It doesn't apply. It hasn't since 1871. They only gave it lip service. Talk about, we got to abide by the Constitution. They know they don't have to. They don't. That's what people don't realize, man. We don't have a constitutional government. That shit was gone in 1871. 1871, they've kept everybody in the dark. But at the same time, doing just like good old Luciferians do, putting it right in front of your face. You look at, the Congressional Hall, you got the two fasces on each side. Those are symbols of fascism, 100%. They don't have another symbol for it. Fascism symbol is that, and that means fascism. It doesn't mean anything else. You're like, it means hard work. No, it doesn't. It means fascism. There are certain things that were made for that. It's like toilet paper. What's that for? Yes, you can clean your glasses with it, but it's for your ass. Come on. Have fun with me. Oh, I wish you guys knew what it was like to sit here and talk to a screen with no other voices. It's weird. It's strange. But again, I do have lots to say, so I'll sit here. And I don't have my sunglasses on at night to be cool. These are actually readers. So that's why you'll see me do this, because I can read with them. And I can't find my other glasses. And yeah, I'm wearing my little cap again because, I'm a Sicilian mobster. That's where my family comes from. So I might as well look like one. Yo, Mengia, senza maffarmo. So funny when somebody said to me one time, I was playing around there, like, you play around too much. What do you mean I play around too much? If you don't play around a little bit, you don't laugh through this shit, you're gonna go crazy. So come on, get with me. Do a jig, do a little dance. Children. I have children in my life. So I want to talk to, I would like you guys to come up. In fact, let me put a link up there so you guys can just come up. And this is going to be a long show. So I'm not going to go, last night I went 2.5 hours. I don't have to do that every day, but I will be here every day. Oops, not that one, not that one. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys this. Hold on, can I show you this really quick? Because it's right here. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, where did you go? Oh, come on, we made it. Remember when I went into the full stack development? Oh, there it is. And I wanted to create a copy of StreamYard, the streaming software that I'm using right now. Remember that? Well, check this out. Share my screen. Look, there I am on my software. If you can see that. Let me see what it looks like over to you. Oh, that is it. Wait. What happened? What in the world just happened? Oh, I did not do that. Did it just cut my show off? Okay, let me just stop sharing. Where did you go? I'm crazy. I can't find my streaming software. I can only see my rebuilt one. But anyways, if you could see this, look, share my screen, and this will pop up to share my screen. Everything works. This is just a free version of the $88 StreamYard. StreamYard has some more features, but I'll add those onto here. I'll add a webinar thing on here. This will all be free. Just, send me breakfast or lunch or something like that when you download it or use it. That's how it works. Free. I don't want any money from this stuff. I don't know where my streaming software went. I'm not shitting you. It's not here. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, there it is. Yay. Okay, I'm back. That is crazy. So could you guys see that, though? Could you see my screen? Or could you see the software? See, nobody's here to give me the instant feedback. I can't sit and wait for comments. It doesn't work. Looks great. Still here. Okay, hold on. Let me get you guys a link that you can join me. Somebody join me. You don't got to be scared. This is not scary. Most important thing that you're going to learn to do is not look to anyone outside of yourself for validation for anything. And don't let it become that. That's what happens with YouTube and things like that. You watch people begin to need the response that they want from the audience. You can't want to get something from them or try to satisfy the audience. That's just not how this functions. Not if you're going to be speaking truthful about anything. So put that out your head. Okay, did the link go up there? So there it is. So as I'll post it one more time again, there is the StreamYard link. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the news. Let me see if I can get this tab back up here. This will make it easier. This will be much better, guys, when I get my when I can afford a setup here. And that'll come in a few weeks after I get a car, the house. I got some things I got to put together. I got work, but I don't have much time. So I'm moving as quickly as I possibly can. And excuse me, I wanted to show you why I'm so focused. I think if you were in a spaces that I was in just a little while ago, I wish I had recorded it. Maybe I could play it. Where I explain Exalterra and I explain what I'm doing, but to a bunch of financial people, a bunch of people that are, they're not followers of mine. And a couple of people in there were, but Mav was, and Mav might come up in here if he shows up. Guys, you don't have to activate your video as well. Like I hate having my video on, but it's just so uninteresting to sit and look at like a banner or something. And I still need you to hear me and allow me to speak to you and give you some of the information, some of the things that I've been shown. Some of them, when I explain things that are coming up, I'm probably going to be explaining them in of how I see things, because this is coming all much faster than before. If you recall, when I first started this here on YouTube, I was talking about things that were going to come, and they would come 2 years later, like my government's virus for your mind video. And then 2 years later, we have COVID, which they took down, by the way. They took down my government's virus for your mind video in 2024, years after. So confirming that was prophecy. So it's remarkable to watch, but we're here now. And this is, it can be a very scary time if you're scared, if you're concerned, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't always know what's going to happen, but it doesn't matter, because I know where I am. I know who I am. I know what this is, and no one else has to know it and understand it fully like I do for me to be satisfied. I could be by myself, and it's just, I'm beyond all of that, not because I'm above it, because I can see very clearly, and you will too, all of you will very soon, what is truly valuable. You're going to start differentiating things that you thought, wow, that used to mean something to me, and instantly overnight it means nothing to you. So who's that? Glow Bear? Bear? Yeah. Hey, unmute your mic. Pop in, say hello. Yeah.
There
you
it's
go.
a little bit loud here. I was just checking out the studio.
Oh yeah, well I can hear you. Is it loud there? You can turn it down. Oh, you got kids sleeping in the background, dude.
Yeah, we're all going to
You
bed.
doing?
I was just listening.
Go to sleep, go to sleep. Close your big bloodshot eyes. Just trying to sing him back to sleep. He's back there going, ah.
You got a beautiful voice, brother.
Oh, that wasn't singing, but thank you. So I kind of want to get a sense for, this is why I don't like this platform. This is why I like spaces. I want to get a sense for where everyone's at right now, because I can tell you, I meet people in the street or standing at Starbucks or something. And by the way, this country is 10 times worse off right now than it was when I left. And it's ridiculous. It makes it hard to stick around. But at the same time, they're showing you all these videos about shit that's happening in Mexico. And then I talk to the people in Mexico, and everybody's like, there's nothing happening. So you don't know what's true. Believe me, even when the government, or especially if the government's telling you something is happening, it isn't. And if it is happening, it's happening differently than what they're saying it is. Especially if they're telling you what it is like 15 minutes after it. Like they were with, the Twin Towers. They're like, Al-Qaeda has bombed the buildings, and they've all hijacked airplanes, and there was that. They damn near knew the whole thing within an hour of the dumb thing. It was hysterical. But I want to get a sense, because right now it's going to be about maintaining your crown. That's really what Christ was talking about. Let no man take your crown. Man, there's a whole different breed of people out there right now. And when I say breed of people, it's not their fault. Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. But that doesn't mean that it's going to make it any easier. And even to get away from it, it's not easy. So unless you want to become a hermit and you go into a cave, that's why there are those those guys in caves up in the mountains in India and China. There's just like going in a cave. They're like, I don't want to talk to anybody for anything. And if anybody makes it up to this mountain to talk to me, then they've earned the right to ask me a question. And that's how those monks are. Yeah, you've earned the right to ask a question. So make it count. But that's where we're at today. And you've got a lot of people seeking. Look at what's taking place, man. This is where the false prophets and all of that there will be many of those. Holy crap. Everybody thinks they're a savior right now. And the people that can help you are just sitting back, most of them. They're watching this because I expected this. Exactly like this. Don't put yourself out there like that. We're a family, we're a body. It's so not about you. It's so not about me. This is about all of us. The body. It's about the Father. It's about our Creator. Because we are Him and He is us. So you're not going to escape that. What you're going to learn is you're going to learn a lot of things aren't what you think they are. And I mean entirely different. I mean things that you think are unchangeable, immutable. You're going to find out that that's not the case. It's going to screw a lot of people up because we've been told everything. That's how they accomplish what they want to accomplish. They tell you everything to believe. Joel. Which Joel is this? I know that Joel.
Derek?
I need a reboot. Yeah, that's funny. I need a reboot. Be right back. Yeah, go ahead, Glow.
That's the hardest part for me is watching other people that I love and I'm close to and ignorance and oblivion, given the times that we're in. So I've been feeling a lot of pressure. And when people feel pressured, they start to do all kinds of crazy things. So I was grateful for the reflection that you provided last night when I watched it 3 times today. I don't understand all the technical stuff, but I get the concepts of it. It's a lot. It's a challenge. I do want to be a part of this, but I'm still, wary of some things like the obvious questions. And you touch on a lot of the key points that, everybody feels when we're looking at this double-edged sword, with you make a fine point on all these things. So it's overwhelming the amount of factors that are considered, but if there's anything I can do for you, I don't have much. I really don't have any money. I'm in debt. I have a son on the way, and I'm actually sleeping at my brother's house. I used to help him, but now I'm laying on his floor in the middle of his
money's only
house.
only my immediate issue. It's not my issue overall. I've got plenty of that between all of these things that I'm putting together. But you don't rush. You don't speed up people doing investments. You don't speed up their examinations of things that they're, that are priceless. So in these stones that I've got. So it's also it's a different kind of thing. You can't sell this stuff. You lease it. It's like you want to protect it. And so that doesn't happen overnight, but it's there isn't any shortage of money when you're talking about things that are priceless, but pretty well appraised and insurable at 140 million or something. So it's pretty crazy how cool it is. But on top of that, I've built a lot of apps that make money. See, I'm not preparing, everybody knows I'm talking about getting out of this matrix, and we will, but we're going to endure some things for quite some time. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to feel like a minute. It's going to feel like a minute. We need to prepare for that and stop thinking that somebody's going to come in and fix something. They're not. They're fixing it against you. Full stop. Like they're not trying to make we're going to offer you forgiveness of debt. And they'll do all of that. All of it. And if anybody falls for it again, I don't know what to say. But again, they have limited everybody by poisoning us to death. They've been trying to kill you since you were since before you were born. I know for sure they tried to kill me before I was born, but they've been trying to kill you, and they don't like the fact that they need you. How dare they even say such a fact? It's true though.
Yeah. The veil is lifting more and more day by day. I do see something encouraging occurring within the people around me, especially strangers. It's different, the people closest to you. But everywhere I go, I'm hearing this word that I love so much, spoken directly to me, like with acknowledgement, and also in others that are nearby, speaking it to another, and that is, I appreciate you. I love hearing that word.
The very
To
first
me,
time I heard somebody say that to me was in prison. You hear that often in prison. You hold the door open for somebody, they'll go, I appreciate you.
Any act of kindness, is
you better
appreciated.
show it. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, don't take shit for granted there.
That's the kind of currency I feel like, when I'm being myself and in my heart mind coherence, that's the currency I generally operate in. But I want to be.
Well, let me say why it's going to be so important for us to monitor how we act and how we approach these things, which is why I'm bringing up the prison sovereignty, I call it. Prison is remarkable. I mean, you think about it. The guards don't run anything. They're there to make sure you don't escape and kill anybody, sort of. Encourage it when they need it to happen and want it to happen, and pretend that they're stopping it so they're not liable. But there's a whole different set of rules in prison, and it's what keeps the order. And it's because you got a lot of very sensitive subjects, right? Honor, my homies, like these are family shit. All of these guys in different categories, so you got whites, and then you got the religions on top of that, Odinists and Satanists and freaking Santeria. You got everything there. And out of all of that, you think about all of that, you're like, oh, I wouldn't like any of those people. Well, do you like anybody in the world right now? No. How do you learn to live with people you don't like? How do you learn to love them and respect them, even though you don't like hanging out with them? But you're gonna have to learn to live with people you don't like, because you're gonna be with them. I guarantee you, if you think, oh, I got my house, I'll just be in my house. No, you won't. Somebody will come in, and if you're not willing to stay in that house with them, or even if you're willing to stay in the house and try to fight for it, they'll just take it. Or they're going to move in and be sleeping with you on the couch with the other 70 people that don't have a place to stay, and they're trying to escape some banditos because they had a ham or something. Shit gets real.
Imagine what the world's starving.
Yeah, go to
coming about.
Go to a third world country and then go look at their war-torn areas. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a whole big imagination. But people are coddled in America and think it just can't happen to us. You're wrong. It will, and it does. I'm not saying that to be spooky. I'm saying that to be prepared.
I've never seen anything like that up close in person, only, in my imagination or on, through media or first-hand accounts from others.
Oh, geez, there they are. Here's my glasses.
My brother was in prison for 7 years, and he chose to join, I guess it would be the Odinists, something along those lines, to survive. He joined one of those cliques, and he came out, mentally, he convinced himself of that. And when he went in, he was bipolar and already a pathological liar. So, but he finally is doing better. Anyways, don't want to make this about personal things. We're just touching upon. We've all got, we're all family is what I like to look at. I judge for myself the actions and not the person. And I only speak on it if I feel like generally only speak on things if I feel like there's a point to it. And I put myself in other people's perspectives while still trying to maintain my own and just be kind and compassionate whenever possible. But yeah, we're really going to need one another more than ever. Anybody that's willing to that cares about anything. If we band together, we will win.
Yeah. The problem is that everybody wants to band together for the wrong reasons. They'll have their own agenda. They're trying to be. This is why you're going to watch what learning in motion looks like, and it's very painful and very ugly, because they won't be in circumstances where they get the opportunity to be wrong, but they won't think about it that way. It takes a little while for people to see it happen a few times, but yeah, there's one. You got one time to answer sometimes. Like when you're dealing with people like that in any situation that's going to be street or rough. I mean, I got a little bit of experience living with rough people shooting at me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got one shot at it. They'll say, move. What you say next is, or do next is everything, right? So how do we approach this, and how do we change people's hearts? Because that's going to be it. And we're only and it's going to be in bodies. And it's not about living in communities where everybody's going to go, okay, here's the rules. And it's like, you won't have that. Too many people, too many diverse personalities. That's what I'm saying. You got to revert right to a hardcore, like hardline, baseline sovereignty rules of prison. And it's very easy to understand sovereignty when you get it, right? Somebody says sovereignty. Oh, I'm allowed to do whatever I want on my own power, on my own king. Yes, the government rests on your shoulders. That's what Christ is. Well, what does that mean you can do? Like, what's appropriate? Does that mean you can go up and be an asshole to somebody? No, because they're sovereign. That's their kingdom. You just invaded their shit, gave them shit, and expected them not to defend their kingdom.
I have one real life experience that I've shared with you and many others in Discord over the years. Don't do this to brag, but just it was one of the most extreme experiences I had. I was in Mexico with my mother-in-law for dental work. They were paying for it. I didn't ask, they offered. And I made some friends there. I hung out mostly with the poor people who would give their shirt off their back. They did meth, but they would do meth and they would clean. It was forced upon them. But they would clean the beaches and they would clean the streets. They ran these people. They let them live on prime real estate in front of a multi-million-dollar mansion. And but they didn't have much, but they all cared for each other. And they would cry in front of this statue called the Virgin de Guadalupe. To them, it was like the sacred feminine. But monks, while I was traveling there, I rode horses for 50 pesos. I went 3 separate times. I believe it was the second time I went. But they went to the village over and got me a white horse, an Aztec horse from across the Lake of Chapela. So there was a little Corona tent, and that Carlos pulled up to, and there were only a few people in this outdoor environment on the lake. There were women and children to the right on some conference tables. There was a little tiki bar to the left when you entered, and dead ahead there was like a banner, and there were 2 men sitting that were cold. Their energy was like real cold, stone-faced, teardrop in the eye, and there was a man kneeling before them with sweat stains on his shirt, crying, just crying, pouring tears out. I walked up and I embraced the man and I hugged him, and I called him brother, hermano, and I just embraced the guy. I cried with him, and he rose up and he hugged me and he grabbed me with both of his hands and he said, thank you. And he took a necklace off his neck and he placed it around my neck. Then we sat down. I had a bottle of tequila from a gas station and I had a joint of some Mexican weed. I sat down and I smoked and I drank with him in this bar. They didn't care. Rules are a little different over there. But my friend Carlos was about 6'5", real big Aztec. He was from Arizona. Anyways, he's standing. Other people had approached and I hadn't even noticed. I was talking amongst the people I was sitting with, which 2 of them turned out to be cartel members. And I don't know what was going on being said, with the man that was crying. but I know the environment changed. So Carlos is standing up, and he's cowering in front of this other man that had 2 guards standing next to him. And he said, Lee, he beckoned me to come over. So here I am, I'm standing looking at this stone-faced guy with these mirrored glasses. And he asks me, he says, who are you and why are you with my family? And Carlos had said, Te presente El Padrino. So I'm sitting there standing face to face with the head of the Mexican mafia. And he wanted to know who I was, why I was there, and why I was with his family. And I was, mentally I was nervous, but in my heart I was calm. And I just spoke the truth. And that's what, allowed me to walk through the situation. Was I said, I'm here for dental work. I'm all about hard work, respect, and family, you know. And he was like, he kind of nodded. And then he said, what do you want? And I said, how about a Corona? And he held up his left hand, and the guy at the bar pops the top off a Corona, hands it to him, and he hands me this Corona. And he said, anything else? I said, how about a lime? And they all cocked their head to the left at the same time. And the guy took out a knife, and he was like he didn't know how to cut a lime. He cut it in half, and it wouldn't fit in the bottle. But anyway, that was an intense situation. But the mafia, from what I understood, through the people I was with, are there as protection for the people, so to speak, supplementally, because the police don't do anything. There's a lot of corruption, and the cartels have a lot to do with drug trade and everything else, in part fueled by the prohibition, is my understanding at the time. But I guess maybe as long as we're following our hearts and doing the right thing and don't fall victim to fear, maybe the words come to us when we need them, through what people refer to as this Christ, and that we're all part of. So that's the best I got. I don't know what I'll do or how I'll react if shit hits the fan, if stuff falls apart. I know it's one thing to do this as an individual. It's a little different, a little more challenging when you have your friends, your family, the people you love. But let's just not lose hope. Let's stick together.
Oh no, things are going to change. Believe me, you're going to also realize that you're going to have a better understanding of who you are pretty quick too. And that changes the equation. That's why also people will be arrogant in that as well. It's definitely not it. I'm seeing it take place right now. And that's why I brought it up, and it's already toxic. It's not good. It just sucks. It's terrible. So I got to get out of this. I'm going to play something here. I'm going to play this video. This is, I'm going to tell you what it is first. It's beautiful because it's about the word ajo. And I came across the border from Mexico, and I was in a town called Ajo. And I talked to the lady that was in the hotel that I was at, and she was Tohono O'odham, and she's the local small tribe there. And I was fascinated in listening to her because it's really, really small tribe, and their language is so difficult. Like, you can't get it on translator or anything like that. Kind of like Navajo, and maybe even a little more because they're smaller. And so I decided to write a song about Ajo. I did a little bit of research, a little bit more different variations of what I already knew the word to mean, its true meaning, and in Sanskrit and in Tohono O'odham, as far as the oldest versions of it. Tohono O'odham tribe is the oldest version of Ajo. That's why it's AJO. And it's and the meaning is in awe and wonder at creation. But so I wrote this, and I'm just going to play this so you can hear the beauty of it and see where I'm going with all this music, because there's a lot more. I'm aggregating it, putting it all together in a whole music site, because who cares if I put it together? I mean, there's other music that people have put together that I'm aggregating on there as well. Not going to pay for anything for it. So, and it's amazing. The songs are amazing. You just don't find music anymore that has the depth of some of the songs that we're churning out right now. So it's amazing. And that's what the help of AI. I mean, I'm a composer, so I know how to compose. I tell it what I want. It's the same thing in me talking to musicians. To me, hey, here's what I want, So I'm going to play this and then use the bathroom. But watch the lyrics, because the lyric will be on the screen, and I will make it full screen once I get to it. Un momento, por favor.
Intono. And in the ancient Sanskrit, the meaning is awe and wonder at creation. Whispered echoes in the air, how we calling worlds apart. From the depths the sound will rise, how the key to ancient sky. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. In the shadow of the dawn we speak, on the word that makes the weak strong. A vibration that shakes the ground. The matrix hears the code is found. Through the veil of what we see, oh, the pulse that sets us free. In every breath the world's aligned. Oh, the power of the divine. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. From the depths the warriors rise. Oh, the truth behind the lies. The sound of creation, the key to life. Oh, the word that ends the strife. Oh, we chant, we sing, we rise. Oh, the fire in our eyes. Oh, the heartbeat of the earth. Oh, the birth of endless world. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. As the echoes fade away, oh, we live another day. The word remains, the power stays. Oh, the light that guides our way.
Crazy cool. Isn't that wild? So, John, the program is, I used Kling. I used a bunch of other ones for it. But how do I get back to the other screen here? Oh, let's go to, there it is. There we are.
I played on Thanksgiving. I got to say the prayer, which to me wasn't really a prayer. I didn't use any names, but I spoke about about creation and how grateful I was for everything. Not their typical prayer. My brother and my youngest brother and his lady and their three boys, but the youngest of them, Andrew, he's a Thanksgiving baby, and he was sitting right beside me trying to feed me food, which his mom didn't like. I accepted the food. It upset her. She was worried, he would get sick or whatever, but I played Vibrate in Love for him, and he was dancing. He absolutely loved your song. So that was one of the highlights of my Thanksgiving dinner. I
That's
played two of
awesome.
them actually.
That's awesome. My camera's not coming on for whatever reason. I'll gotta get into the settings, but I didn't want to interrupt you, and I wanted to listen. It's which song was it that you danced to?
Vibrating Love. That was his favorite.
That's a great song. It just lifts you up, and it's crazy to listen to that song. You're like, this is a hit song.
Mm.
It's funny. I have songs that, different types of services, I put them up. I have 1 million plays, and I've heard cars drive by playing some of my songs.
That's awesome.
It was a trip. I was like, whoa. But it's great that they get to hear these songs and have the messages that are in them. And the Vibrating Love message is amazing. Let me see if I even have that one up there. I've got some songs that, they're really deep. And some of them aren't so, some are pretty straightforward. I don't know whether you've seen some of the raps.
It depends on, music. You got to be in the right kind of vibe, but music, meeting people where they are for sure. And, when you played it in conjunction in your video last night, it had a new context for me. So I got to connect the meaning of the words with what you're doing represents.
Yeah, it's different. It's different right now, and even just showing up. I don't know why I'm trying to get this camera back on. Even me just showing up right now is part of it, because I approach this in a different way. I'm looking for solutions in the interim. I'm more concerned about everybody's individual mental and spiritual state. Everything else is irrelevant. As people, you're going out there. I'm going out there talking to investors today, and most people get it right away. It's like, in fact, some of these billionaires, they are dying to throw $100 million at something like this, like what I'm doing, because there is no other option. It's like, oh my God, there's a choice. Yes, there is a choice, and they just don't want you to think there is, because they beat up everybody when they build them, but they just don't do it right, and they're not doing it at the right time. This is the right time, and it's pretty big and bold. But I'll tell you, in listening to being in that, see if I get this damn thing on. Oh, there we go. Being in that crypto space and having the conversation about it and talking about what I'm building, everybody was like, "That's exactly what we need!" Like, everybody got it instantly. And it gave everybody hope, because everyone knows. Look at it. Come on. Really, folks, ask yourself the question: do you really think you're going to vote out of this? Number one, do you think your vote ever counted? It didn't.
It's in the language and the words themselves. It's all the writings on the wall.
Yeah, this is their game. This is theirs. We're in it, so you got to figure out how to play it, and play it properly. Sly as a serpent, gentle like a dove. Don't hurt anybody.
What I've been doing recently, since I've just returned to Richmond, I've been in Pennsylvania for 4 years, living a simple life in Amish country. My daughters have Forever Trust, and on paper, they own about 50% of the housing market in Richmond, Virginia. Assets, diamonds, gold, oil. That's tip of the iceberg. Construction companies, etc. But they're very much driven by money. Every decision was made for my kids based on a fear-based mindset that they're broke, and it was a challenge to go through. So after 3 years of co-parenting, my ex and I finally, once I knew she was okay emotionally, it was time for us to move on. So I went on this crazy dating thing, led me up to Pennsylvania. I found a small town girl that I've been with for 2 years, and we have our own challenges, but we're empathic and analytical. We feel first, and we think about how we feel. We feel everybody else's pain. And she's younger than I am, but you can't deny that I have a place that I live at that I can't pay for up there. Multi-million-dollar property with a retired dentist that looks like Santa Claus. And the projected due date for our son, is on Christmas. And nice. We bought a camper. Had the bill of sale. The original bill of sale was my dad's birthday, 1958. Then it was sold again on Grace and I's anniversary, 11/11. 2023. Then we purchased it on our dad's birthday, which was Memorial Day. Talk about signs. Anyways, so I had to come back down here because I refused. I tried to get as far out of the system as simply as possible. I would have left the country, but I'm not, my family is what's important to me. So I didn't feel I would have, but I didn't feel that was right. I wanted to mentally, but so it led me back here down to Richmond, Virginia to go jump through all the hoops. I've just spent and borrowed money and worked and spent $10,000 to get my driver's license and vehicle back. And I'll be hightailing it back up to Pennsylvania before the birth, hopefully. So within a few days to a week. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. And it's for the past, I try to live in the moment, and I generally vibrate in love, Derek. I've kind of died to everything twice, similar on a smaller scale. It's pretty much very, a pattern. The pattern is similar. Anyways, but now it's time to thrive a little bit and be abundant and
well, that's what happens. You were
turn the
promised
tables a
exactly
little
what would happen. It's going to be the same, but it's going to be different, but it's the same. It's the same journey.
One
It
major
really is.
question
Hey,
I have
just so you guys know, Jax, J-A, says Jackson entered the studio. This is, hold on.
Hello?
Hi, Jackson.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Jackson, tell everybody who you are, what your IQ is, and who your crazy ass grandfather is.
All right. So my name is Jackson. Basically, I'm just like a kid. I do content creation. I do stuff with AI a lot. I experiment with AI. I play video games. My IQ is 147, and basically, my grandpa is basically just the coolest coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's like, I can't remember because I haven't seen you in a long time. Actually, I've never talked to you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking to me now.
Yeah. What's up? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw you were streaming. I was like, oh, you're streaming. Let me check it out.
Yeah. Well, you didn't come into my spaces the other day. I was on here yesterday, and I was on the day before that. See, Jackson will be helping me build the next future of everything that everything will work on. Wait till you see it.
A long time.
Here, I'll give you some glimpses of some things. It's pretty cool. What? Go ahead.
Listen, I was just like, okay, let's see.
You what?
I was saying okay, let's see. Sorry, my mic's a little broken.
I was gonna say you're talking so fast.
Oh, so I'm kind of
Hey,
just mumbling.
Got it. So for those interested, and all of these people can get involved in because they're small entry, because it's just me. This is Scram. They built the walls, we built the way out. Creator Migration Engine, archive, migrate, and republish your entire content empire without losing monetization. The exodus starts now. This helps you leave this platform. API driven ingestion, migration engine, faceless rebranding, ownership receipts, viral marketing AI, monetization community continuity. Get you all set up. Choose your escape plan, pro, agency, or white glove. So if you're a big, let's say you're a content creator like Jacob Israel. He's got thousands of videos, huge thing. He's got millions of comments, analytics, stuff that YouTube won't let you take with you, but it's all based on your content. So it's valuable to you. So we take the whole thing, we recreate it, literally, rebuild it, take all the code, everything except for things that YouTube owns, which is really nothing except the brand, and recreate it with all the necessary software with the full stack. And kaboom, we bring it all over and we give you your own page, your own channel on YouTube, not YouTube, YouTube. URTUBE. Yeah. And we publish everything, including all the comments, and republish everything to any other platforms that you want to have, and we'll manage it for you. That's how that. This is how this works. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's like it's really amazing how basically you can like make something in a little bit where you can like transfer all your monetization, analytics, videos just to another platform in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I have a question about the price though. Like $1,000 for the maximum seems a little pricey, not gonna lie.
Well, we got to transfer a few. In many cases, sometimes 2,000, sometimes 15, sometimes 20,000 videos, millions of comments, analytics. There's a lot of work that goes into that, and make sure that we get it all properly.
Yeah, never mind. The price is fine.
Yeah, so you'll go, why didn't you charge $5,000 if I put you in charge of doing the work behind you? Yeah, even with AI. So hold on, I'm going to show you guys something else here. 1 second. And we're going to end up getting to the vibrating love song because that's just too good to avoid.
Yeah.
That's what a laborer makes on average in a week. Just the average guy that can pick up any tool, make about $1,000 a week if you work hard. But I guess you can start small, right? Start out with the little one. The ones that need the big one, $1,000 is nothing.
So these, I built sites, and I built some for friends. It's a friend of mine's site. I'm going to show you this, but this is kind of all in the same vein of Exalterra, because Exalterra offers to build a company for you, website, everything. It'll build it all. Company, give you the crypto, the whole structure, legal structure, agreements, everything. Build your whole thing for like nothing compared to what you have to do with incorporating the things in that system. And everything is just as legal, and even more legal, more provable, more viable, because it's on the blockchain. It's immutable and it can't be changed, can't be altered. It's verifiably what it is. And identities are all verified. So, but if you have ideas, this is where, you don't have to lose a job to AI. You just build them. Use your mind. What do you already do? What industry do you know? Like I did this for a buddy of mine that does electrical, and he needed a new way to get leads for people to do electrical, but he primarily only likes doing these electric battery charger stations in people's homes, because it's the least amount of work with the most amount of upside. So you get $3,000 for it, parts and everything in. You'll make $1,000, $2,000 on that job, and it'll take you 4 hours, 3 hours. So he wanted more of those, and he can hire lots of people to do many, many, many jobs. So he can have unlimited leads and unlimited jobs. So I kind of helped him do that. And I'll show you what I did with that. So in the area, this is go for every area though, but this is his Stark Electrical. So Stark Industries, energy division. Anyways, this is when you get, the government subsidizes you putting in an EV charger. So you have to qualify for it, fill out these forms and all of that. So I just built an AI agent with some other agents that do all of that, fill out that paperwork for you, get you qualified for your charger. So what you do is, if you come here, we qualify you for your government money to get your charger. The government money comes through us here, so they do the charger. So this is if you want your EV charger installation completely for free. Well, then you fill this out. That's called lead generation at its best. What you think? Do you understand how that works?
Barely, but I went to go get my reading glasses. I was just prescribed these less than a month ago. So.
Well, it has a questionnaire. It asks you all the questions and goes through everything. And AI fills out paperwork. It gets you qualified, picks up the phone. See, people don't realize how much you can do with AI agents. I built AI agents that pick up the phone and call you and talk to you. You wouldn't even know it was AI. You'd be like, "Hi, Globear, this is John over here at Exalterra. Hey, I saw that you filled out that form. I just want to know, were we supposed to call you back or something? Something like that." You wouldn't even know it was AI. And it'll interact. It'll book. Hey, you want me to book your tickets? Yeah, I'll book those here right now. Hold on. Let me see. You'll think you're talking to a person. It's amazing. And I build all of the automation. So all of it, I mean, he never has to touch this. All he gets is an address and a check. And a lot of them. And installers can sign up to get leads in their area, and you get a percentage of theirs. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This was just something that I built. I added this onto what he already did. And this will make it so he can make 20 times what he's making right now. Just because this site and the tool that it is, that with the agents, because you answer these questions, it'll go through and it'll get you $3,000 subsidized. It's great. It's amazing. So that's what I'm talking about. It's you don't have to limit yourself. It's so easy to build that. You say, oh, well, yeah, sure, Derek, you can build that. So can you. Very little instruction you would need to get yourself building. You have to understand it a little bit to understand how you're going to talk to it. But you got kids like Jax could build something with full stack right now and be making $10,000 a month. There are 15-year-olds, 12-year-olds, kids that are making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month.
I'm definitely interested. For me, it'd be more like baby steps initially. I'm slow to learn new things at times, but once I begin to get the concept, I pick up quickly. And I found that I can be a good teacher. So once I get the grasp of it, I'll be sharing this with some few friends. Anybody I feel will listen. So I've already shared it with one that owns a.
Point out the little banner down below if you guys haven't read it. This is I need your guys' help until I've got things a little bit better, because it's a timing thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't ask. I got to get my dog from Mexico. I got to get him pretty quick. It's going to require me to rent a car, drive to a border place, pay some folks to get it in 2 hours from the border where it's at, bring him up, cross the border, and give him to me. So with rental cars and everything, I'm looking to that I've already kind of looked and booked. It's about $1,300 I got to raise. And I'd be happy to make whatever understanding with anybody that can help out in a serious way. But I want to get my dog. It's time. It's been more than a month and a half, and they're now trying to bargain with him and use him as a tool to get me to them. I'm not having it. So I got to go get him, and I need him, and he needs me. This dog is probably losing his mind. And I did want to say, Lumpy Gravy, I didn't see you in there. I just popped you up there just now, but Lumpy, or are you just playing? Oh, you hear me. Lumpy Gravy. It's been a long time. I can't hear you, Lumpy.
Yeah, he's muted. Mike.
Your mic's muted, Lump.
I'm unmuted now.
Oh, you're unmuted.
Were you singing away?
No, I wasn't singing. I was just tuning.
Oh, okay.
And listening to you. But that's why my mic was muted. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. So you have, Derek, if I understand it correctly, you've got a cunning plan. You've got your head wrapped around AI agents, the utilization of prompts, and the various things for which the various AI engines are used to. You are composing music with it. And you don't want to go down in the direction of, hi, it's Taz. I'm here with my $1 million Lamborghini and my big pool with all my millions of dollars of art. I'm going back to late 2015, 16, etc. The guy that lived in LA that was selling dish soap on vis-a-vis Amazon was making billions of dollars. All of which to say, sorry, I digress. You've got a cunning plan to bring some either some product or service to bear in a way that is concise and doesn't muck around. That's what I think I'm hearing. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. It's funny because everybody always goes, isn't that a little ridiculously bold? When I put things like this together, I've never looked at something as bigger than me. So, and that's not in an arrogant way. It's just that why? I'm a creator. I can create. Why? Why somebody else can do it and I can't? I've never, ever put a limit on myself, not for one single thing in my life. That's why I've been able to do things.
Yeah, but I still have your program on my old hard drive from 25 years ago, back in the old Napster sort of equivalent there. It's just there as a footnote because I don't clean up my hard drives in the way I probably should.
Yeah.
But you are clearly one with a lot of experience in the technical morass, and are quite proficient at IT platforms and firewalls and all other things.
And AI, I was doing AI before anybody even knew what it was. Because of course it wasn't called AI; it was called machine learning.
Right.
But I built machine learning apps in 2009, 2010.
All right. So cool. So then my hunch is sort of I'm warm, and
Yeah.
So I guess here's the kind of the neat thing that I'll offer, and it's really just I'm here and I'm available, and if some bright flash of insight pops into my frontal cortex, and anyone else that's here or here tomorrow, likewise, we have potentially the makings of a pretty good team. I don't know if there's room for Mr. T, and I pity the fool as a member, but why not ring him up and ask?
Absolutely. I pity the fool. I just saw it's his birthday today, isn't it?
I have no idea, but wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure it's his birthday.
I have a funny Mr. T story. I was, thinking of. I have a friend named Steve that helped me out a lot when I had nothing, and real good guy. But one day he was going through a divorce. He decided to give himself a mohawk, and he did it pink. And then my lady tells me, like, the next day, it was like, wait a minute, Steve did what? She said it was Mr. T's birthday. So it was 1 year ago. Here we are, another confirmation.
Okay.
Hey, Jackson, how old are you really quick? Tell everybody how old you are.
Well, I learned something that if you're younger than 13, you can get yourself a band a little bit, but I'll just say 9 years old. But like one of my friend's YouTube channels, I was showing his YouTube channel. He's under 13, of course. And so basically what I did is I showed it on my YouTube channel, and I got banned from streaming for 2 months for showing something. And I was like, YouTube, you let him onto his platform. Why can't I show him?
Yeah, they also know your grandpa's me, so
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason they are trying to push this digital ID stuff.
they're going to have their way. See, that's the thing. I'm trying to explain to everybody. We'll beat them, or we'll vote something out. It's like we need to start things in perspective here.
They already have everything they need. Everything they need, they already have. The birth certificate, it's all there. They just got to clean up their own sock drawer and find the correct matches. I mean, I have this recent sort of half epiphany that the whole Y2K thing was about streamlining databases and having the congruency for which they could all be read and imported, as opposed to elevators.
I was in charge of deploying those fixes on servers all over Sony corporate and at the time Columbia Pictures lot. I was doing all of that, and I can tell you right now, those fixes that were given to everyone, that was just the government making sure that they could access everybody's PC.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yes, because when the fireworks went off in Australia and everyone was like, hey, and we can sing Old Lang Syne, not that any of us remember the lyrics. Yes, this seemed to be quite a big swindle going on.
But it was also symbolic. It was also symbolic about the end of time.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, everything that they do is symbolic. Everything.
Yes, we can't forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, they everything. And so, 9/11, the Twin Towers, and destroying those was the beginning of the destruction of the binary world that we live in, good and evil. It's going to be singular now. Singularity, one religion, one world government, one currency, one everything. Basically, just no man's land. It's man's version. Can you imagine this? Trying to create singularity like like the cosmos would create, and not singularity in the way that Barack Obama would create.
Right. Did you Project Camelot, Operation Looking Glass? Have you heard much about that?
I have, yeah.
Okay. Well, the Bullion Cube condensed notes is basically they've all based on models, like Neil Ferguson and Oxford University, and killing cattle in 25 years ago for mad cow and hoof and mouth, and all the modeling for the COVID nonsense. Garbage in equals garbage out in terms of what you put into the model for your output, and the smallest little tweak on the inside is going to have the greatest gravitational effect on the output. And anyway, with models and this Operation Looking Glass premise, they found, I guess, that all of the subtle changes that they could do that would have any potential of ripple effects thereafter as a matter of consequence, it all sort of went to moot after 2012. Whatever they decided to do in 2011 or 2013 mattered not in terms of what was going to go down and how and when it was going to go down after 2012. Isn't that interesting? It's almost like, and so the idea is that the guys that do things for symbolic purposes, but also, in astronomical reasons that they sort of adhere to, this idea that their time is short is never better understood than from their perspective, understanding it. It's just, when you think about it, could you put yourself in the shoes of the 1% that know they're not going to heaven and have no point or intention of missing it by 2 inches, and have a finite period of time left for which whatever they plan to do or hope to do to squeeze it all in it really is shrinking and getting smaller, and in a way that to them would probably bring about bouts of claustrophobia that we couldn't really appreciate.
Yeah, it's what you're talking about is how they're reacting. They know more about what this looks like coming up. It's amazing for me to watch the people seeing these aurora borealis down in Texas, and they're all red and they're bright, and they're like, "Oh, look how beautiful." I'm like, that's not a good thing. Like that doesn't mean good things are coming, right?
Yeah, right. That's right. Yes, that's
look
the
how
T
pretty
Rex.
it is. That's. So I wanted to show just quickly. This is an early version of a site. There's a bigger, better one, but this was an early version of a site. Make sure that I'm on the right one. Oh, we can see it. Let me just see if I can do the presentation by itself. Nope, I can't. Anyways, but you can read that, correct?
Be the body, seed the garden, witness the fruits of,
Yeah, okay. So this is basically the top line of Exalterra, the website that's for the investment of it, the investors that are coming in. So, reserving the XO LT tokens, founding nodes, different nodes that will be kind of responsible for making other nodes connect, and that they're connecting, and that they're generating the proper data onto those as they spread and turn this into a decentralized system. It'll grow fast, especially when you can connect things that are connected, like you're already connected, like your phones, like your PC, like everything. So it'll be a network within a network, but really a network over top of the network.
Are we talking like the Matrix, blue pill, red pill type of IT that within the IT that is like always at the risk of being shut down? And because it's like anything that could potentially meet all of those aims would theoretically be something for which the other side, if we could call it that, would be rather interested in ceasing and nullifying. Yes?
Well, see, you have to understand, you have to almost break the way that we think about everything, because we've been taught to think in the way of their finances and of the language that supports the finances and the courts, which is the English language and the law that they have are specifically designed for the financial system.
And it's adversarial.
It is, but it's like you're the enemy of this thing. So
Yes.
everything here builds differently than that, right? It's not centralized. So if you see on the screen right there, I've got Idea Garden and then MLM Printer. This is interesting, right? So this is multi-level marketing. Now, multi-level marketing company today looks like a Ponzi scheme. I mean, in a regular financial system, because you're kind of gaming the system like they do. But really, it's not. It's designed to take over marketing budgets and just feed that to the people, because people are the ones that sell everything anyway. So kind of like what MLM is no different than what TikTok's doing, selling all those products through TikTok, except it's not multi-level. That's it. But taking advantage of the same thing. So, but this literally prints an MLM company with the entire pay plan, with everything, which used to cost a lot of money, and it makes it totally perfectly fine. And no matter what, everything is open because it's all on the blockchain. Nothing's hidden. So you have in perfection, in a perfect world, MLM is a great idea because you're not spending money on stupid ass marketing firms that really don't do that much for you, except spend a lot of money. So Water to Wine investment portal. This is where you're minting coins. You're turning your company into something that can be invested in. Idea Garden over here is you register a product, an idea. You don't know how to build it. You don't know how to think about it, but you got a great idea. This is where everybody else congregates to take your idea and make it happen and help you. Dwarf nodes. These are the decentralized hardware. This is actual hardware that'll survive anything, that will connect, decentralized, connect and house everything. It'll be like an internet when there is no internet, but it'll only have the things that you have. That we have put on it specifically. So in the exchange, the sovereign market's combining, it's like a stock market, except all of the companies, everything that is built from within this company. These are only pieces of it. Mm-hmm. This is big. Multicast media AI. So the key keeper, this is about keeping API keys and keeping those straight, because all of the companies that we build will have API keys. All of the stuff is about an infrastructure, building the necessary components that once it begins to go, it builds itself. People participate, and the more they participate, the more this thing grows. It's a living, organic system utilizing AI that is your friend inside the rails, completely customized, no outside influence whatsoever. It's a bold system, but this is not hard, especially with, I've built probably 60% of the components I need for this because I have the full stack.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. Full stack, the full stack development right now gives me the ability to replicate 100 developers and $20 million in development funds right now, instantaneously for $9. It's insanity.
And it would be even better if we were on the cusp of some wonderful technological boom, as opposed to everybody getting on a roller coaster that may or may not have bathroom breaks. They're already
on it because they think that they're going to compete. You're not going to compete. Okay, no. That's why I said I'm not competing with them. I'm making them obsolete. I'm just going to be better at everything. Okay. Make everybody and make it so you can utilize this. You'll lose some of your free, like some of the stuff that you have initially, but you'll realize right away that this is much better and much freer and much more secure how you feel about it. Because you know exactly when it's corrupted, because it would spit it out. It can't have it. I'm telling you, I've made these things mathematically incorruptible. You can't corrupt them.
I don't doubt your tool set and your keen awareness of new tools that you've harnessed and developed along the way. I don't doubt that for a minute. I think you've got that in spades. However, what you ultimately want to end up doing with them, in contrast to the challenges that are changing day by day, mm-hmm. that are far easier to parse than they are to make sense of in first principle thinking anyway. So the tool sets and all that, yeah, keep them handy. Is it going to be something that is going to be a revenue stream maker, or something that is going to basically be a solid network the creation of a solid network that isn't going to fall to pieces, that has maybe some stamina, that by virtue of that, at least, that has a selling point. Whether or not anyone on that network wants to sell anybody else a head of lettuce or not, or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's revenue in this. It generates revenue. It generates it honestly and necessity, right? This is all necessity. There's not nothing in this is focused on luxury.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that luxury couldn't be purchased and utilized through it, but that's not its concern. It's not waxing the streets and the floors for luxurious stuff. Or thinking. It's what is possible requires certain things structurally, security wise, right? It has all of that and still accomplishes everything I want to accomplish without any corruptibility. I'm 100% satisfied with it. And that can happen. They make it so it can't from standards bodies. But since all of this is decentralized, nobody can even shut it down. It's not like you're going to tell me, hey, we don't allow raffles in Nevada, online, or we don't allow raffles in Florida or whatever. I don't care. I'm not on your system. It doesn't appeal to it at all. Zero. Like there's $0, zero anything. I don't need your banks. I don't need anything. None of it.
A sound observation that is not at all fallen in any deaf ears anywhere, I don't think. And that is essentially the good sense in establishing local network, local community, harmony, and interaction, cooperation, knowing your neighbors, and in the contextual, from the zip or postal code type of element, that is for the first time in a long time is coming into view as something that is just good sense to do. Now that's in a local context for where 3 squares a day, heat, hydro, warmth, all of this stuff with the lights go out, all of that, that type of cooperation and that local sort of network is key. You're going to create an architectural set of, say, snakes and ladders for which, I can talk to you, and we can talk to Globe Bear and Jackson and anyone else anywhere in the world, all fine and good. And it's the new messenger or the new thing for which has been 20 other things that we could have done that thing we're going to do with. But we got a new platform. Derek, what is, aside from the tools and aside from the architecture or the yellow brick road of it all, what's the real light, above the barn door?
That you can at least understand that you have something to go to. It is a lifeboat, because see, they're not going to allow. Let me put it this way: they want to get rid of as many of us as they can. Okay. And first stage, create the division, create the circumstances, the financial circumstances where people are going to kill each other. They would love that. Whatever way they can, via more injections, more whatever, however they want to reduce us. So knowing that, there's going to be some hard times. If you study Bolshevik revolution, think about those times and think that's probably going to look a lot like that. Maybe worse, because of the amount of people and the to the level of entitlements and spoiled rotten we are. It could be very, very bad. So and what this does is offers a thing for you, a place for you to go so you can conduct business, because that's going to be a difficult thing to do. And you can conduct business here, because only through conducting business and the exchange of certain things is any peace going to come of those types of situations. You don't You're not going to have a situation like that where the fire's off and it's going crazy and you're going to go in there with some police and you're going to make it right. You're not. That's not going to happen. That shit goes away.
We're talking, the changes undergoing right now, under our noses, is essentially speak to the tokenization of every blade of grass, every calorie, every little square inch of property, resource, and asset, and everything for which would fall into that blockchain style of tokenization. And so to be able to conduct business in lieu of this large sea for which we're all going to find ourselves floating, swimming, or sinking. I look forward to seeing what's possible, but
see what I have up on the screen right now. This is like, just to give you an idea, I'm just showing you bits and pieces of these things because I've built a lot of shit, man, a ton of work. Sovereign legal authority.
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of good ideas.
This takes traditional notaries, but see, everything that I'm showing you here is all on the chain. That's why everything says connect wallet. Your wallet becomes your kind of lifeline to this. Becomes your network. You can do everything that you do in the world better and properly. Sovereign legal authority. So replace traditional notaries with immutable blockchain powered proof of truth. Secure your documents, protect your rights, establish your sovereignty. Verify documents, start notarizing. So
Michael Seiler would be right on board then.
Yeah, so this is what this is, instant processing, so you can notarize this. And no state regulates that because there's just a legal definition as to proof of who it is and verification. So this far exceeds those things in a better way. And so you can just upload your document now. But when you think about when you can do it this way, it adds to the equation. So this little tiny engine that seems so simple, it's just about notarization. No, it's not. Blockchain timestamp, because of what it offers. Biometric photo. So once you have your ID and your fingerprint scan in here, this is yours. This is your sovereign identity. This isn't somebody else's. It's yours. So transparent pricing. Choose your level of that protection. This is the level of protection for the documents. But then you get down to here. Sovereign tools beyond basic notarization. Comprehensive tools for legal autonomy and document protection. I put everything that's more, I would say, confrontational. I put it under the fold, not at the headline. Copy protection, copyrights. Proof it's yours forever and ever. Prior art timestamp. So all of these things that typically are regulated by the government basically make the government doing these things or requiring these things from them obsolete, because this is better, more efficient, and nobody can fuck with it. It can't be corrupted. Blockchain, right?
Okay, so if you're setting up a one-stop shop for which an individual who's issued a number on their birth certificate at birth, unbeknownst to them, as to it having an actual tangible meaning in terms of them being listed as chattel in the column of the corporation of the country.
Now you're getting where I'm going. Getting out that system so they can't use you as chattel, right?
So you're talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but in order to get oneself removed from that system, it's you've got to get notaries of the public. You got to get certain things done in certain order. There's a lot of hoops and hurdles, which they're very reluctant to participate. You got to really push them into a corner. If you're setting up a one-stop shop from which the birth certificate, the chattel member of the corporation of your own country for which you're born into, if you want that removed from as a yoke removed from your shoulders, and you want to have this process for which one can be stripped of that, you have to wave away your retirement pension, government cheese stuff that you might have been paying into. You got to walk away from all that, but then too, you can step aside and say, now, where's my check? Because whatever the GDP of my country and the citizenry for which I am a member, you might owe me quite a big sum of money, all in all, through and through. So that If you got the widgets and the one-stop mall that basically have a person walk from the front door, and by the time they walk out the back door, they're a sovereign individual on the land, but are no longer a member of chattel for which can be counted on based on their sweat equity, tax income, and so forth, into what is essentially an instrument for the Bank of International Settlements and that cabal of folk. Well, that'd be a very cool idea. Sign me up.
It's pretty confrontational, but see, here's really what it is. Everything can say, like getting married. You need a marriage. This is a marriage. You can have your agreement of marriage in this. You don't need a state. You don't need anything. So this takes over that stuff. And since it can't be shut down, what you get?
Mm-hmm. Well,
you gonna sing us a song?
Well, I can play you out if you like, or I can mute. But I do want to get a little.
I am going to play another song here because I want to talk about the song, but also the migration engine that I had for YouTube. This is also a migration engine for the United States. So AI agents, you said all those hoops you got to jump through, Lou, Lumpy?
Yeah.
I replicate it, and I do that with AI agents. You don't have to do anything. As soon as you get in and you start interacting in this, you have the opportunity to do that, and it will handle that. It'll extract you from this bullshit system.
All right. I'll play you a song I wrote, and you can play a song that you and AI wrote. How's that?
All right. Well, I wrote it, and I'll play it if I get the instrument.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Now we just need a campfire.
Just need a campfire. Exactly. It's minus ugly out tonight. My water pipes have frozen. It's like minus in the Celsius scale, minus
Wow.
near minus 18. Chilly Willy.
Rather brisk out here, but not that cold. I'm in Virginia, so anyway.
That was awesome, Lumpy. Thanks, man. Thanks for playing that. When I'll play some songs when I get another set of electric drums and like I was playing, play that. And when I get a keyboard, a piano, and I'll sing for you guys finally. I don't care. I'm going to get it all out. I'm going to get it all out of me now. It's like we're on these last days. It's like you really got to let yourself stop worrying about things so much.
Yeah.
I love the song Silent Lucidity.
That was a really nice song.
Don't you cry. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Queen's
What's
right.
that, Jeff?
Very good.
That was a really nice song. Like, that was really good. I liked it.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Good. Well, here's this weird guy again. This is kind of a creepy video, but the song is amazing. It's called Miracles, and it's based off of the Gospel of Thomas.
In the quiet of my heart, where light and shadows meet, I've wrestled with my demons, laid down at mercy's feet. I used to think the fight was mine, fists clenched and hands tight, tight. Now I'm learning love's the way, and there's no need to fight. Miracles like memories I left so far behind. They bring me home to love I've lost, but now I start to find it's not in what I see or own, but in what I forgive, in the softness of the heart, where miracles can live. Time's a healer, time's a thief, but in the end it's clear, every moment opens wide if I choose to let it near. This life, it pulls me here and there, makes demands and builds a wall, but a miracle reminds me that I can let it fall. Miracles like memories I left so far behind. They bring me home to love I lost, but now I start to find it's not in what I see or own, but in what I forgive, in the softness of the heart, where miracles can live. So I turn my gaze from what I need, from the hungers I have known. I lay down everyone and lack to remember I'm not alone. The world may echo fear and loss, the whispers cold and rough, but in the arms of a boundless love, I find I'm more than enough. Miracles like memories I left so far behind. They bring me home to love I lost, but now I start to find it's not in what I see or own, but in what I forgive, in the softness of the heart, where miracles can live. In the warmth of forgiveness, I let the shadows cease, and in the miracle of letting go, I find a quiet peace.
Nice song.
Hey guys. Hey,
Paul-
so I'm
Polished.
going to get back to work because I've got to do planning for rescuing this dog, and I got to contact a couple people about who's going to be in what car and how I'm going to get it and all of that. Because I'm in Palm Springs right now.
How far away from the border are you?
I'm not that well. I'm far away from the border that I need to get to. I need to get to Arizona side of the border to pick him up because otherwise it's too long of a drive to get him to me at this border here, because this border would be at Tijuana, Mexicali.
Right.
That's on the other side of the state, damn near.
This is
This 4 hours.
This is your big black dog that I think we've seen before. And
The shepherd, the shepherd.
Yeah.
He's a Belgian Malinois.
Yeah.
He's a remarkable animal. I mean, he's just the smartest animal, the sweetest, and badass. I mean, he saved my ass a couple times, so I'm indebted to him.
And he's being cared for in the interim.
He is right now. I mean, enough. I mean, they can't afford to feed him, and they're getting irritated. And he's a handful, and he's looking for me. So, he doesn't listen to other people like he listens to me.
Any quarantine issues or anything like that?
No, they let him right across.
All right.
Yeah, he comes right across.
All right.
So I'm going to play out this song is called Pilgrim, and it's about what the Pilgrim card in tarot is. So don't think tarot is evil, guys. Tarot is just the Gospels as well. It's just all of the archetypes. These are archetypes. The Gospels have the archetypes. They just have them in apostles, and that's why they don't tell you a whole lot about the apostles, because then you might know that they're archetypes, and they would take out the churched version that they're selling you today on it. So it's unfortunate, but this is a really, really good song based off of what the card is, Pilgrim, which is the Christ card, or the journey. And I'll close out with that at the end. I'll have some more things that I'm going to put together, talk to you guys directly about. But I want to make this so I can interact with people. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm also somehow we're going to put together, going to get a Sprinter van, and I'm going to travel around the country and be before I get a place. I'm going to be remote for a little while, maybe a year, and come to each little place. I'd like to come out and see everybody, visit everyone, spend a day too. I want to talk.
Hammock will travel.
Yeah, I want to meet people face to face, and I'll become self-sustained. It's like it'll be one-man show. I'm not bringing people with me. It's me, just me.
Yeah. All right. Good luck.
Yeah. So I'll play this song. Hey, Glow Bear, thanks for coming up. Lumpy,
Glad to be here.
thank you. And Jax, I think you already went, but love you guys much. But hang out. This song's pretty cool. And I'll play 2 of them if somebody sticks around before I end this thing. But I won't be here. Just to let you know, so I can get back to work. Love you guys.
Love you, brother.
Thanks for the comments, by the way, in the comment section, folks. Good luck in that.
I set my feet on the road of dust, carrying nothing but reckless trust. A butterfly hid in the fold of my sleeve, whispering, begin again, believe. The word made flesh, spoke fire through clay. One hand to heaven, one hand in the fray. Every tool of creation let the air. I tremble to touch, but I dare to stay. I am the pilgrim, the lamb, the flame, the tower that falls, the voice that names. From grave to glory, from ash to crown, I lose myself just to be found. Sophia wept in her robe of blue, guarding the secrets I thought I knew. The mother crowned me with stars and bread. The father weighed every prayer I bled. read, the teacher's hand was scarred but raised. Scripture scattered like sparks ablaze. Two hearts bound beneath the cross of light. Lover's covenant, nothing lie. I am the pilgrim, the lamb, the flame, the tower that falls, the voice that names. From grave to glory, from ash to crown, I lose myself just to be found. The desert burns, but the lantern sings. The wheel keeps turning, breaking kings. The lamb calms lions, the cross suspends. Resurrection begins where endings end. Chains fall loose at the accuser's throne. Lightning shatters Babel's stone. A star pours healing, the moon hides fear. The trumpet cries, the veil grows clear. I am the pilgrim, the lamb, the flame, the tower that falls, the voice that names. From grave to kingdom, from loss to crown, I die each day, yet I rise somehow. I am the pilgrim, the lamb, the flame, the tower that falls, the voice that names. From grave to kingdom, from ash to crown, I die each day, yet I rise somehow. Notes on craft. Core truth, the Christ terror's arc is the fool's journey retold in divine language. Innocence, trial, death, resurrection, union. I framed the song as the pilgrim's voice walking that path. Penetrate. Direct lifts from the deck, skills of justice, resurrection from the tomb, but bound in lyrical rhythm, structure, quasic, oration. Kingdom, the circle complete. I walk on wounds, I rise on defeat. Every fall is a crown in disguise. Every death is a chance to rise. I lose myself, I'm born anew. The pilgrim's crown is breaking through. They bait the trap with paper sheets. $1,200 just enough to freeze the will of man, the sacred flame. Sold for comfort, sold in shame. You want your normal, you want it bad. So you trade your soul for a heart attack. Liberty's lost in the name of peace. But peace is a lie that makes you see. The gate is narrow, few will find. The war is waged inside your mind. Pick up your cross, don't look away. The horsemen ride, they will not stay. Christ is birth, what you never knew. The archetypes are coming through. We've seen two, now praise for more. The joyride is at the final door. You thought you knew God, thought you knew truth, but reevaluate, strip it to the root. Repentance isn't just regret. It's never becoming who you made. Billions to casinos, none to you. The cheese is poison, the trap is true. They'll have it all. Your will, your breath, and call it life while feeding dead. The gate is narrow, few will find. The war is waged inside your mind. Pick up your cross, don't look away. The horsemen ride, they will not stay. And then again, until the truth cuts through the din. Daily fire, the will of man must burn bright.
Good afternoon.
I took a few days off to do some work, some labor that helps regenerate my soul, really helps fill my spirit because it allows me to just contemplate and meditate upon the things that I've learned. Because see, when you teach, you also are taught. That's how the Father works. And He has been moving within my spirit on so many fronts, because obviously the world is going through some major transitions right now. And you're being exposed to a beast system and how it operates within monetary equations that manifest themselves in wars. And politics is designed to keep you distracted from these things and not see who are the major functioning factors. So I'm going to be providing a few links in the description of this video for you to watch that I think will be very, very important for you to understand. And I'm going to be doing quite a bit of speaking about the monetary system and its religion, because it is a religion. The dollar is backed by the full faith and credit of the people of the United States. And seeing how the United States dollar is the backing currency for every other currency on earth that is in it of any importance, that means the entire debt of the world is also ours. So it is your faith in the dollar that keeps it alive because you believe it has value. That is the only value it has. And that value is measured by way of you spending it. That when you spend it, you are testifying to your belief in it. That you believe that it has value, so you exchange it for something else that has value. And that person that you're exchanging it with believes that it has value, so he's willing to give you something that he has of value in exchange for this value. The reality is, it's paper and ink, and it has no value separated from the system itself, which is precisely why they won't even insure all that it is when you do deposit it. The real value behind money is your hard work, the crafts that you create, the work that you bring to bear, the work of your hands. So this is where you are building idols made with the hands of man. You're building up those temples, the banks, and the churches, which have become support mechanisms for that dollar. That's why they teach a prosperity gospel, that God wants you to be rich, not rich in spirit and things in heaven. Christ said, they're trying to convince you that the Father wants you to have lots of money and everything. The Father wants you to have Lamborghinis, and the Father wants you to have mansions and 5 properties and private jets. That that's really the interest of his heart. That is a lie, because anything separated from the value of the Father is nothing to him. So when you read about Yeshua, you must recognize that all of his scriptures speak of a spiritual plateau, a spiritual understanding, but everything he is speaking about within the time was about economics, which is why the Pharisees and the Sadducees were so interested in whether they could get him to say that they shouldn't pay taxes. So they were having a real issue, because he was separating people and bringing them into a fold where they would support each other, aside from the financial systems of the world, which is precisely where this is going to go. Because once you recognize the value in the Father, you're going to see the massive violation that you are doing by staying within this evil system by the beast. And even if you have $1 million in the bank, if I asked you how much is it worth, you would simply refer to it as, well, it's worth $1 million. Well, what is the true value of $1 million?
It only has value because they say it has value and you believe in it. But if you went to take out that $1 million in cash out of the bank, they would want to know exactly where that was going and what you were going to do with it. And they would do that in the name of, well, we don't want to have you supporting terrorism, so we're suspicious of that. But that is a lie too. Because see, they own the money. That's why on your dollar it says $1 note, because it's a debt instrument. They own the dollar. You don't. You have sold your crafts, your sweat, your tears, and your misery to them, and you've deposited it in their bank, and so they own you. You are a slave to their system, and everything that the system does is to prevent you from living without them, just as God says you can't live without him. So their goal is to create a body of a different mind. Just as I've always said, the enemy corrupts everything the Father has. The Father gave us Christ, not the man, but the Spirit of Christ, which creates the body, connects us consciously, where all of our consciousness becomes interconnected. And this is a very uncomfortable feeling at first because you've never seen it happen before within your life, and you've never felt being connected to so many people, thinking and feeling the same exact things. It is truly a beautiful thing. But see, in your dollar and within the seal of the United States of America, it says e pluribus unum, which is Latin, and says out of many, one. So they are trying to get you to accept their body, their God, which is why it says, in God we trust, written right on it. Because that is the God. And if you didn't know that, then you should begin questioning everything that you thought you knew. And more importantly, question what your church has told you about Christ. Because he was begging you to hear his message. And his message was for you to be just like him. But understand, this is a chain. That he was in the Father and the Father was in him. And now I'm in him, speaking his words. His words are in me. His words have become me. So now I am in him. He is in the Father. And this chain continues. And now you're in me. If you've found Christ through me, then I am that person that he is. And you then become that person for the person that you share Christ with. So think of this in the simplest form, that you are an antibody destroying the virus of this world. And that's exactly how this functions, because we are just manifestations of the smaller within us, the cell. And if that's the case, and we're made in the Father's image, then we are just a cell in his body, just like Scripture tells us. So he's so big, you can't see him, and you cannot grasp how big. But you know that he is a part of it, because you can feel us all connected. So I'm going to do some reading for you. And then I would like very much for you to read these on your own. I'm going to read from John 12. So Yeshua said to them, "The light is among you for a little while. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness overtake you. The one who walks in darkness does not know where he's going. While you have the light, believe in the light, that you may become sons of light." So if you've received these messages from me, then I am the light, and you've become a son of light, just like Yeshua had become a son of the Father. He says, when Yeshua had said these things, he departed and hid himself from them, recouping his spirit. Though he had done so many signs before them, they did not believe in him, so that the words spoken by the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. Lord, who has believed what he heard from us? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed, the reach of the Father? Therefore they could not believe, for again Isaiah said, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, lest they see with their eyes and understand with their heart and turn, and I would heal them. These are the ones that are among you that just refuse to hear these words. Which is why Yeshua was very quick to say, if they hear your words, then let your peace come unto them. If they don't, let your peace return to you and shake off the dust from your boots. For it will be worse for them on the day of judgment than it was for those in Sodom and Gomorrah. Because the word that you shared with them will be their judge, just like Yeshua says. That his word will be the judge, not him. He didn't come to judge. It's his word, because he shared the truth. And once you know the truth, and then the truth is revealed, you're going to recognize that you've denied the truth. And so you deserve everything you get. You become your judge. This is where the Father said that he has reserved judgment for the Son, because you are the Son, just like Yeshua tells you. So I'll continue. Isaiah said these things because he saw his glory and spoke of him. He saw the glory of Christ and he spoke of Christ. So he's speaking of this spirit, the glory of this connected spirit that is growing and that he was part of. This is why we are referred to as the Son of Man when that spirit is established within us. Nevertheless, many, even the authorities, believed in him. But for fear of the Pharisees, they did not confess it, so they would not be put out of the synagogues, for they loved the glory that comes from man more than the glory that comes from God. Now, what does that mean? Just as many of you have felt that the minute you begin speaking of these things, you're called crazy and cast out. You might even lose your job. And if you begin fighting this system, the system will find a way to boot you out of the system. This is why in the future, the mark of the beast itself will be manifest in a physical form, and they will make you accept it, even though you've already accepted the image of the beast, because it is the dollar. And it's written right on it. It's right within the name. And if you don't think that these things are that easy, well, then think again. Because the enemy puts these things right in front of your face, literally mocking your ignorance. That he laughs at you because you've accepted his tools so willfully, and that you pray to him and his little godlings so willfully, and you think you're doing the work of God. Now, what could the enemy of the true Father enjoy more than mocking him, that he has misled his people so easily? And he shows it right in front of your face by putting the all-seeing eye on the dollar and all the pagan and satanic symbols, and then calling it the United States dollar. United having 6 letters, States having 6 letters, dollar having 6 letters. And when that changes and it is shot in the head and dies, people will marvel that it rises right back up and that it stays alive because it was dead, but now it's alive, and it will have a rebirth like the phoenix that is emblazoned on it. And it'll be called the United Nation dollar, not changing the 6-letter equation at all. It is that simple. It isn't more complicated. The number of the beast is the number of a man. You are only how much money you're worth. You can have a man that has no brains, but if he has $1 billion, you'll look at him as smart. He must have done something well. Everything that you are in this world is based on how much money you have. So that is the number of a man. And as I've said before, the number is written on your hand and on your forehead because it's all you ever ask for and it's all you ever think about. Let that sink inside. Now continue. And Yeshua cried out and said, "Whoever believes in me, believes not in me, but in him who sent me." So again, this chain that I'm speaking of. He who sent him, they believe in him, so they believe in the Father because they believe in him. And whoever sees me, sees him who sent me. I have come into the world as light, so that whoever believes in me may not remain in darkness. If anyone hears my words and does not keep them, I do not judge him, for I did not come to judge the world, but to save it. The one who rejects me, does not receive my words, has a judge. The word that I have spoken will judge him on the last day. For I have not spoken on my own authority, but the Father who sent me has himself given me a commandment, what to say and what to speak. And I know that his commandment is eternal life. That is his commandment, is eternal life. So understand that the Father's commandment is eternal life. That means that you have eternal life. As I've said before, where you spend that eternity is up to you. What I say, therefore, I say as the Father has told me. Now understand this, that when anyone wants to make Yeshua God, that he is to be worshipped, that man is to be worshipped, recognize this. He said, "No one is greater than his master." He also, when drawing a line in the sand, speaking of throwing stones, he who without sin cast the first stone. Well, if he was without sin, why didn't he cast a stone? He says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may be more fruitful. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself, unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing." Because he had shared that word and you had heard it from them. Apart from what he had connected you to, you can no longer operate. You don't have an option to go, "Well, I heard it from this other person," because you heard it from him. Just like you've heard these from me. It isn't me saying that I'm special. It's just that these came through me, just as they came through him. I am connected to him because he spoke them first. This isn't about who got in line first or who's going to get there first. Now, I want to read to you here from the Gospel of Philip, which was a gospel that was removed from the texts, and for this reason. Truth in nakedness, and this is chapter 67, verses 9 through 27. Truth did not come into the world naked, but in symbols and in images. The world cannot receive truth in any other way. There is rebirth and an image of rebirth. That image of rebirth is the cross, dying to yourself. So creating these images, as I've said, is important because cryptographically, the image remains forever. You can alter the words, You can change the teachings, but you cannot change the image, and in that image is truth. A bull will always be a bull. Even if you change the name of the bull, the animal itself will remain the same. And so the attributes of that animal become how you understand what it is. So let me continue. The rebirth, an image of rebirth, and by its means of the image that one must be reborn, the cross. What image is this? It is the resurrection. So the cross and the resurrection. Image must arise through image. The cross, an image, and resurrection, an image. By means of this image, the bridal chamber and the image must approach the truth. Now, this is the connection of the spirit. And where that marriage takes place with you is the bridal chamber. This is restoration. Those who receive the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit and have accepted them must do this. You must die to yourself. You must die to this world and allow these truths to be reset, reestablished. You need to be rebirthed. You need to go to the cross. You need to die, and you need resurrection. The resurrection isn't a physical resurrection. That means nothing. It is a spiritual resurrection where you are an entirely new person. You, the old man of old, is gone and dead, and now you are rebirthed. You are a child. If you want to enter the kingdom of God, you must become like a little child. Now you see how this works? It's really beautiful in its simplicity. It truly is. Now hear this, more so than anything I've said. A person receives them in the chrism with the oil of the power of the cross, the anointing. The apostles called this power the right and the left. This person is no longer a Christian, but is Christ.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation